Welcome to the Jack Ash Podcast, Jack. We made it to episode 10.
Double-digit episodes here.
Holy cow. That's awesome.
That you know what that means? People need to remember to
like
us, follow us, subscribe,
comment,
press all the buttons that are under the bottom there, type stuff.
Just the sheer fact that we made it to episode 10, we got gifted this brand new set.
We got a new set.
We
haven't killed each other yet.
Yeah, we're both alive, mostly healthy, for
reasonably.
What it's worth. Yeah. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. It's going to be a very, very fun episode, and we're going to jump straight into some current events.
Yeah, so I guess we're going to talk about this little, mini hoard of coins that I bought recently.
Yeah.
This is a group. So this is really cool. So it's the Columbian Exposition commemorative $50, 1892, first U.S. commemorative $50. They were released at the Columbian Exposition, which was in Chicago in 1892, 1893, which was essentially the World's Fair. It was the 400th anniversary of Columbus discovering America, but this was the World's Fair for that year in Chicago. They released this commemorative $50, and I recently was offered a group of 200 coins that had a pedigree chain directly to a guy. What was his name? Vernon LaRue Wilson, I think. I forget. I don't have it in front of me right now. But anyway, we have the pedigree of basically this guy in 1892 went to the World's Fair and he bought 200 commemorative $50 and he kept them. And they stayed in his family until, like a couple months ago when I bought the deal.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter what type of coin you're talking about. I think it's fair to say 99% of the coins that people buy today have traded maybe at least a few hands, unless it's a brand new release. So to get something from 1892 that's only had one owner, the new owners will be the second people in history to own them.
It's in the family. I mean, the guy who bought them died like 60 years ago. But it stayed in the family.
It's never traded hands.
And on top of it, he bought 200 coins. It's not like he went to the I'm sure there's coins like that where a guy bought one and it's kind of like, not that spectacular.
And I think you said some of them were like really high grade too, right?
There's some PLs. There's maybe, I forget, maybe 10 or so that are proof-like.
Oh, that must be really rare.
So there's some really nice ones. And even the lower grade ones are, they're really nice original BU coins. He had them wrapped in these, it would have been done later because I don't think tinfoil was discovered till the 19-teens.
Okay.
But they were in like these big tinfoil like rolls with paper wrapped around them.
I see.
And like he wrote on it like the date of like the World's Fair or whatever.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, it's a really, really cool deal. They're at PC just now. We got a label with Christopher Columbus. They're putting the pedigree. It's going to be, 200 coins. It'll be available probably in, December, maybe even November. Soon.
Stay tuned for that. I mean, if you guys enjoy hoards, like this is going to be the mother lode of the first $50 commemoratives that we've ever had in our country. So,
and they're very affordable. I mean, I think the lowest ones are maybe around $300, and the highest ones are, still way under $5,000. I think, like maybe like a grand or two. Most of them, might be a couple higher than that, but very, very affordable for that kind of history and pedigree and originality and everything. So it's just, I was offered a deal and I just jumped on it. It was just like a really cool deal.
Yeah, I would have done the same. That's incredible to have something that's. We always talk about this, but whenever you're thinking of any type of collection that you want to kind of go after, it's safe to say that people gravitate towards like the first year of issue or the last year of issue. Right. And then if you take another step back behind that and you think of, first years of an entire category, like the first Double Eagle, which is also the first year of issue for the series, of course. But when you can get something that's from the first year of an entire category, that's insane.
Right.
That does not happen very often. And for this to be the first commemorative $50 ever made is truly incredible.
It's cool. Cool deal.
But yeah, other than that, gold is diving quite a bit.
Everything's relative. When you say diving, it's still, this still would have been all-time highs for, until a month ago. This would have been like, holy crap, this is the highest it's ever been.
Correct.
So it's still very high, but it's it probably was due to level off a little bit. It was kind of pretty like rocket straight up, you know. So it's probably just taking a little breath. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. It's fun though. Other than that, I mean, we got the new renders of the 1804 gold dollar that's coming out next year. When I say new
Awesome.
renders, we know what the originals look like, but the Mint never showed off what the 2026 versions were going to look like. Now we know what they're going to look like, and it is absolutely
awesome.
Beautiful. Gorgeous coin. I mean, it's literally edge-to-edge perfection. It's a faithful representation of the originals. They just have a privy mark that says 250 on them for obvious reasons.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, it's going to be a big year next year, guys. It's going to be
really
insane.
Cool.
Let's jump into some questions.
Right. I believe I'm supposed to be first, right?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. This is cool sitting at the table. I can really show off the cards for everyone to see my lovely mug here. All right, here we go. Early American coins featured the phrase, "Mind your business," which was a favorite motto of Benjamin Franklin. The motto, "In God we trust," was added to coins around the time of the Civil War. If the U.S. Mint were to add a new motto to coins, what would you like to see? Wow, that's a tough question.
That's a really tough question. I like that. I like that question,
I do
though.
too.
I don't know if anything comes to your mind, but to my mind, you know what I would like to see added? We worked on the 1792 birch cent recently, and it had a motto on it that I thought was so
I was just
unique.
thinking the same thing.
Really?
Actually.
So the motto on the birch cent is "Liberty, parent of science and industry."
Yes.
And I love that.
It's a cool motto.
It's a very cool motto. And there's a second motto that's on the lettered edge ones that say, "To be esteemed, be useful." I think that's also very, very cool. It's kind of grassroots United States of America, type of language,
Those are cool. I like those. It's kind of jogging my memory too a little bit of, not that I would recommend these, but it just reminded me, like, even "In God We Trust," there were some patterns where they were tweaking the language there. There's like "God Our Trust." There's like a few little versions of "In God We Trust" that they were playing with before they settled on "In God We Trust."
Isn't it crazy how 1864 is when it started, like, showing up on coinage, but until now it's the same motto, and we still understand it the same way. So some language just kind of carries on over centuries. It's cool.
Yeah, it is cool. It is cool.
Yeah, I think to be esteemed, be useful.
That's a good one. Yeah.
And liberty, parent of science and industry. I like both of those.
Those are good.
I'm up next. The Citizens Coin Advisory Committee has recommended that the U.S. Mint should consider striking coins for circulation valued at $2, $5, $10, or even higher. What effect would this have on the average American versus a coin collector?
On the average American, for that to have any usefulness at all, we would have to discontinue printing paper versions of those.
Yeah.
I've seen it in other places. You see it in Canada. You see it in Europe. They've stopped printing $1 or €1 notes, and they use the coins. In Canada, they call them loonies because they got a loon.
Okay.
And then it's funny, they have a $2 one too that they call it toonie. It's 2 loonies.
Okay.
Same thing in Europe. And the reasoning is it's just a financial reason. I'm pretty sure paper money, I think, only lasts, like, I forget. It might not even be a year. It doesn't last very long.
Really?
It wears out, and then they take it from circulation, they destroy it and replace
That's
it.
interesting.
I could be wrong. Maybe it was 18 months. Whatever it was, it's a pretty low amount of time. A coin, I think, on average was like 30 years or something. So it's just the durability of it. They don't have to keep pulling it from circulation, destroying it, producing a new replacement. So it just financially makes sense for the government to do something like that. So I think for it to work in any way, you'd have to force people. I mean, America has tried this going back to the 70s even. They tried to make a Susan B. Anthony. Before that, there was the Ike. Susan B. Anthony, Sacagawea, Native American dollar, presidential dollar. They've made all these different coins in hopes that Americans are going to, like, use more coins and use less paper money. And nobody really wants to do it.
Yeah.
So you kind of got to force people to actually make it happen. So I think, people always go, well, if we get rid of the dollar, I'm going to have all these coins in my pockets. Like, no, like the most you're going to have is like 4, and then you'll have a $5 bill. Like, it's not like how many, like, it's not like they're going to force you to take like 100. Like, when do you have like 100 singles in your wallet? You're going to have 100 $1 coins. Like, it's a silly argument that people make. But
in my opinion, I think I would not strike them for circulation. I don't think people will use them, really. I would strike them maybe for collectors, like something that you could get from the U.S. Mint specifically. But I'm with you. I mean, I don't really think we should, unless we plan on discontinuing the notes, which doesn't make financial sense either, because a lot of people...
Well, it makes sense to cancel the $1 at least and use the coin.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of other places have found it, it made sense financially.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think we're just used to tradition here. It's like the same reason we never could get rid of the penny before.
Yeah, right.
People are just, accustomed to doing things a certain way.
It would be cool, though, to see larger denomination
It'd be really cool,
currency.
especially as a collector. I mean, the question was more for day to day, but as a collector, hell yeah, make more coins. This is cool.
It would be the first $10 coin struck since 1933 if it ended up happening for circulation.
It's funny. This is a funny note. A little. I'll try and keep it PG. Somebody told me they went to a adult club, gentlemen's club in Canada.
Okay.
Well, you can't stick dollar bill. Like, there's no dollar bills.
Oh my
Loonies
God.
and Toonies. They had like garter belts that were like double-sided tape, and you like stick the Loonies and Toonies.
Oh my God, that's hilarious! Wow, that's hilarious. So what happens? Like, do they have to go like unbuckle the one belt and put a new one on every single time?
They probably just go and like pull the dollars off and throw them in their piggy bank and then come back out. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't witness this firsthand. This is secondhand. Like a game of telephone.
Wow, that's funny. Well,
right there's a clip.
There's a clip. I think you're up next.
All right, there you go. All right. If you could bring one gold coin series back to be struck annually, which one would it be?
I'm not going to say Sangonan's Gold Double Eagle. That's an easy answer.
That's the obvious one.
But we have it right now, technically, kind of.
That's true. We got Gold Eagle.
Yeah, we have the Gold Eagle. If I could pick...
Well, this year we got the Ultra High Relief.
What?
Or the High Relief. 2026.
Oh, yeah, we do have the High Relief next year, yeah. So the question is, if I could bring back one gold coin series to be struck again, there aren't a lot of them. So the next most logical answer is the $10 Indian design, I guess, because we don't really use that in modern numismatics whatsoever. Yeah. So that would be cool to have it on coinage.
I'd probably go 5 Indian.
5 Indian, the inkiest one?
It's very cool. I just think it's super cool.
Imagine if the 5 Indian, which you were recommending, or the 10 Indian are the chosen designs for like the denominations that we just talked about. But like they're made out of clad. I mean, it'd still be kind of cool if you ask me.
Or they made like a manganese for circulation, so it's like the same as like a Sacagawea or a presidential dollar, but for collectors they struck special like sandblast proofs in real gold.
Oh, that would be so
Dude,
cool.
I'm getting like a chill. I'm such a coin nerd. I'm like, my hair's thin. I'm like, ooh, that'd be so cool.
I think you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the sandblast proof era is the most short-lived proof era of any type of striking process ever used by the U.S. Mint. Right?
Probably. Sounds right.
It's so insane. I've seen maybe 2. I've seen like one $10 Indian and one $5 Indian with the sandblast proof.
But the like 5 and 2.5 Indians in Cuse, they look so cool with the finish. They look so cool.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know, sandblast proof, the core definition of a proof coin is for it to just have a better strike. You could have
they're struck multiple times, especially prepared planchets, especially prepared dies, all this stuff. Yeah, it's like a whole. It's actually not a finish; it's a manufacturing process.
Precisely. Yeah, a lot of people relate proof to having mirrored
shiny
fields.
Coins.
Exactly. Yeah, but proof itself, like at its core, just means better strike. More detail in the coin. And a sandblast proof, Jack, correct me if I'm wrong, is it's when they treat the dies with a sandblast.
I think they actually sandblast the dies. Yeah, so it has more of a, instead of that. We're used to that mirrored, finish on a proof coin on sandblast. It's like a granular, like a grainy.
It looks
finish.
beautiful. It's
cool.
Absolutely amazing.
It's a very different look than people are used to when they think of the word proof.
Yeah, it's very unique. In my opinion, top 2 best proof finishes used. I would put that up there with just the traditional proof, but like the vintage era ones, they look a little bit different than the modern ones. Yeah, modern ones just look a little too perfect.
Even like Saints.
Yeah, that's right.
Cool. Who's up?
I'm up next.
There you go.
All right. What are your thoughts on cleaning or dipping coins?
All right. We all know from when we first started collecting that cleaning is a dirty word in coin collecting.
No pun intended.
Yeah, I was taught that as a little kid. Like cleaning is like never clean your coins, never clean your coins, never clean your coins. You'll ruin your coins if you clean your coins. There are certain it's said that way because it's an easy way to just like remember it, right? But there are certain methods of proper conservation, which in kind of layman's term, is kind of like cleaning, but there are proper methods. Dipping being one that, if used properly, is acceptable. Basically, if you have a coin that has ugly toning, or it was stored in a way that it's got kind of toning that we would more consider tarnish, as unattractive, I think it's a smart idea. Or especially coin that has like PVC or like a foreign material on it that shouldn't be there, then will damage it. It makes perfect sense to remove that problem foreign material, or to take a step further, and some people might agree with me on this one, remove unsightly toning or tarnish. That being said, this should be left to people who are experts and know what they're doing. Because even using dip or solvents that are acceptable, if you don't know what you're doing, you can do it wrong and overdo it. And I try and liken it to, if you had the Mona Lisa, right? I mean, they have to remove stuff from it every couple hundred years. There's a professional archivist who does it. Like somebody came in with a Ferrari that was like a 6-7 figure car. You wouldn't let some kid go, oh, I've never washed a car, seen a car before. Let me clean it. Look, I got Brillo pads here. Let me, people do much more damage than good generally when they try and do it themselves. But I think when it's done properly by people who are experts and know what they're doing, it's not only acceptable, but I think it should be done.
Let me take it a step further, because I agree with you. Yeah. And for viewers watching at home, I'm explaining Jack's idea a little bit in deep. So what Jack is referring to when he says, a professional knows how to do it, and it's usually done more carelessly when an individual with no experience does it. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm like 99% sure, because you actually paid for a grading course for me to take several years ago, and this is what I learned there. So toning or tarnishing, whatever you want to call it, is not on the actual coin itself, meaning the surfaces of the coin are still the way they looked whenever they were first struck. It's a very small, thin, microscopic layer on top of the coin's surface. And when you overdo it, as Jack is referring to, you're actually altering the surface of the coin. Whereas if you do it properly, when you do it right, where it's diluted enough and it's soft enough on the coin, you're only getting rid of that tiny, thin...
It's a micro layer.
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessarily on top, because I think toning... It's funny, we usually use the word toning when it's pretty, and we use tarnish when it's ugly. It's the same thing, basically.
But it has to be on top.
It is on top, but I think it's different in the very slight technical differences. I believe, if I understand them right, and I'm not a chemist or a scientist here, it's not like foreign matter that's on it. It's a chemical reaction. It's silver oxide or copper oxide. But the reaction
occurs on top.
Correct. Yeah. So you're basically... dip is you're putting in a solvent that removes that again micro layer. You take more than that, you're going to affect the luster. It's not going to reflect properly. Really, for conservation on a coin to be acceptable and done properly, you should not be able to tell it was ever done.
Correct.
It should look as 100%. If it's a new coin that had never been touched.
But usually you can tell.
Not always.
Not always, sure.
But you're right. It's sometimes you can.
Yeah.
But that's only because we've looked enough coins and we've gone, a coin that's 100 years old isn't going to be quite that bright. The luster's a little subdued.
You know what else? Yeah. You know what else I've noticed? You could also tell when the coin looks right, but it was maybe dipped 10 years ago, because maybe it looked a lot shinier 10 years ago, and that luster subdued after it was dipped 10 years later, so now it looks like a more original coin. I see that sometimes.
I've seen coins too that have been harshly cleaned, but probably 100 years ago, and they're toned back again, but you can still see the surfaces have been abraded, or they're damaged. It's still it's a problem coin. It's no longer a good coin. I mean,
I have to say this while we're on this topic. You know what story breaks my heart? I think you know exactly which coin I'm going to refer to as well. There is an 1893 S. Morgan. I think it's a 6.6, an NGC 6.6.
I thought it was the finest known one, wasn't it?
It could be an NGC 6.7.
I thought at one point it was the finest known. I think they downgraded it because and this was professionally conserved, but sometimes certain toning is in there deep enough where even if it's done properly, it doesn't matter.
You kind of burn the coin, but what we call. And that coin looks, it looks very clearly dipped. It's very tragic because for those of you who don't know, the 1893 S Morgan is like the Morgan silver dollar to get. And this one, like Jack said, was finest known, and someone just was not careful enough with it, and it kind of got burned, You want
to hear a funny story about why it's important for, for vintage, higher end coins to buy certified coins? This is a funny story. Apparently, and I'm not going to name names, someone I know was telling me about another coin dealer that we know who bought I think it was like a 5 lib. It was a gold coin. Had like a ding in it, like a little mark or scratch. Apparently he used a booger to fill it in, and he said you couldn't even tell. So not only is the coin fixed and it's a coin that you couldn't even tell it's been tampered with, but it's tampered with a booger. Like, it's the most disgusting.
I guess if it works, it works, right? I've heard of people using like nose grease. I've heard of that before to like.
Hey, I don't know, Some people have used forehead grease or nose grease on copper colonial coins. That's almost to me like proper conservation, though. They come out beautifully. I think that's acceptable.
All right.
I've had copper
sacrilegious things.
I've had copper coins that I've bought, like old collections, because copper does dry out and it does need to often have something on it to prevent it from being damaged. In the old days, like 100 years ago, some people would use olive oil, and I've had coins come in that I've bought collections where the olive oil's gone rancid and they smell like crap.
Oh my god. We could go on and on. Right. Coin cleaning is like one of those topics. I think you're next.
Am I? All right. Here you go. Blind ranking time.
Okay.
All right. Okay. First coin out of 5.
Okay. So let's explain what this game is.
Sure.
So Jack's going to read off, I've never heard of these coins. I don't know what's
You've heard of them.
Right.
But I think you've heard of these. You better have. You call yourself a numismatist.
So he has 5 coins that he's about to read off to me. I'm assuming it's 5 coins. I don't know what is included in the list of 5. I need to, without knowing what comes after each coin, rank them on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 being the best, 5 being the worst. And then so go ahead.
All right. First coin on our list, 1908 No Motto, $20 St. Gaudens Gold Double Eagle.
1908 No Motto has an awesome story. It's not the scarcest coin. In fact, it borders, very, very generic-y. It's quite common, actually. I can't believe I'm doing this. It's beautiful, but I'm going to put it at number 4. Not number 5, but there are a lot of coins that go above it. So I'm going to say number 4.
All right, that makes sense. I don't disagree with that. Okay. Next coin, 1911 Denver Mint issue, 11D, $2.50 Indian Head Quarter Eagle.
It's the key date. Key date for the $2.50 and the $5 Indians, for that matter.
Is it for the 5 too, or isn't the 090?
You're correct. It is the 090. But the 11D is also...
It's up there, yeah.
Yeah, it's up there for sure. 11D, 090, and I think the 1929 are the 3 key dates in that collection. Yeah. 11D, 2.5. I'm going to put that at... I'm going to go number 3.
Okay.
It's quite rare. It's a key date in a pretty legendary series. But again, there are a lot of coins that I think would go above that if I were to pick.
All right. 1870, Carson City. $20 Liberty Head Gold Double Eagle.
I have to put it at number 1.
All right.
It's going to be hard to beat that. I mean, if we're starting off with an 11D $2.50 Indian and whatever the first coin was, what was the first coin?
08 No Motto.
And the 08 No Motto, 1870cc has to go at number 1. That's like leaps and leaps ahead of the other 2 coins that we just went over. I don't know if you're going to shoot me with the 1913 Liberty Nickel next or something like that, but 70cc I think deserves the number 1 spot.
It's a tough coin. I mean, not only is it a very rare coin, but I love it as historically.
It's the first year of the CC.
First year of the Carson City Mint, the largest denomination, ounce of gold. It's pretty badass.
Yep.
All right. Next coin here, 1854, $3 gold Indian Princess.
No mint mark specifically?
No mint mark, Philadelphia, 1854 Philadelphia.
Well,
Common date.
I'm not going to put it at number 5. It doesn't deserve to be at number 5. I'd rather own the 1854 $3 Princess than the 1908 No Motto, or
Because any 3 is a 3. I mean,
any 3 is a 3. It's just a unique. So I'm going to put it at number 2.
Okay.
I'm going to put it at number 2. I'm about to put a 1907 Ultra High Release Saint at number 5. I can see it coming.
No.
All right.
Number 5.
By default.
By default. 1899S.
Okay.
$10 Liberty Head Eagle. Gold
This
Eagle.
might be a perfect list, I think.
You're close. I would have, and you'd probably agree. I would probably. No, I don't know. I might switch the 11D to number 2 and the $3 gold to number 3. I'm not sure, but it's a pretty good list.
Okay.
You know, and I'd say 4 and 5. You could go either way too. You could put the 99S above the No Motto, but maybe not. I mean, No Motto is. I mean, it's a great coin. It's one of my favorite because of the story.
It's just easily.
It's
replaceable.
available.
Yeah.
You could find it.
Yeah.
99S is probably rarer, but yeah, I mean, look on this list. The kind of important pieces are 70cc has to be number 1. Like there's no way it's not.
Yeah.
And 11D and the 54 3 can't be last.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think this is a perfect list, and I agree with your points. You can kind of switch them
There's
up,
a couple that could vary a little bit, but you nailed it.
Yeah.
You nailed it. All right, cool.
Look at that. I'm a true numismatist. Turns out.
There you go. I told you heard of all those coins.
You're right. I would be in trouble if I didn't. If you could get just one coin-related tattoo, what would it be?
I'd probably get the striding forward Lady Liberty from St. Gaudens.
Yeah?
You know, it's a pretty it's because it's done by St. Gaudens and he was such an artist, it's a little less numismatic-y and more just fine art-ish.
Yeah.
I've seen a guy with a tattoo at a coin show of a $1804 on his shoulder.
Did he sell one day, or did he? Does he
Nah,
just like
I don't think he just like. Actually, I had a friend who's not in any way related to coins, like not a coin guy at all, that I know from just a different facet of life. Believe it or not, I know people who aren't coin people.
Wow.
He had a full sleeve, right?
Uh-huh.
And I noticed one day, I'm like, dude, is that a Morgan dollar? It was the eagle from the reverse of the Morgan dollar with "In God We Trust" under it.
Oh my god!
And it was so cool. And he was like,
cool.
he was telling me a story like, yeah, I love it because I like the idea of "In God We Trust." And when I was a little boy, my uncle gave me a silver dollar, and it was important to me that it was like a gift from my uncle.
That's cool.
But he wasn't a coin guy, but he's like a heavily tattooed guy.
Yeah.
And I saw it one day, because he had a lot of different stuff going on, and I was like, what is that?
Wow.
But
That's cool.
It's just cool. But I think the striding image of Liberty would make a good tattoo, make a good middle of the chest or even on a calf, maybe.
The calf, maybe. Middle of the chest is very bold to have that just there.
Well, you gotta have other stuff going on too.
Yeah,
you can't have it just by itself.
Yeah, I would pick the reverse of the St. Gaudens double eagle. The eagle just kind of striding.
Yeah, all right.
I would pick that.
The way that's shaped, you'd have to find a place that'd fit good, I guess. Though.
Maybe.
There you go.
Right there. Got a little empty spot still remaining there. I could do that.
I mean, I've got a koi. I like those the swallows, like the old school sailors. So I could see a Lady Liberty here with something going on like this.
You got half a cat on your back as well, right?
I've got a cat over here.
It's half
a black
cat, though, right?
Well,
we need to get into that story.
Yeah. It's a whole cat. It's just missing part of his tail. Yeah, it's an issue. It's an issue I may or may not ever address.
Yeah, it's fine.
Anyway, who's up? Am I up?
You're up, yeah.
Here we go. All right. After platinum and palladium, what metal do you think the U.S. Mint will turn to next for striking coins?
Well, okay, so let's go through what they have used, and don't go we're not going to say pewter and stuff like that. So copper, silver, gold, platinum, palladium, clad, manganese.
Well, clad isn't a metal.
It's an alloy. Yeah.
Well, clad is the process of sandwiching metal together.
So copper, nickel.
But copper and nickel generally are used for clad.
And so we've used nickel. I'll say that as well, and manganese. So we've used 8 different metals so far.
Sounds like probably everything.
Right? Like titanium? Titanium's really brittle, though. I don't know if you could strike a coin out of titanium. It would be really tough.
Yeah, I don't think they've.
You could cast a coin, but I don't know if the mint wants to necessarily do that.
Yeah, I don't think they want to get into casting coins.
Oh, you know what's something that a lot of countries use that we never have? I mean, we have, but like on accident.
Rhodium? No.
No, aluminum.
A lot of countries do use aluminum. I find small denomination coins from European countries and stuff in aluminum.
Yeah, we've never used aluminum. I mean, I guess it would be cool. It's not exciting.
I think we've used it on patterns, maybe.
Yeah, we on patterns, and I was thinking of the Lincoln cent that was struck out of aluminum. Actually.
Oh, 1974, right?
Yeah, 71 or is it 74?
I thought it was 74, but maybe 71. Early 70s for sure.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
You know, there were some in World War II when they were experimenting for the steel cent. Oh, steel. We forgot to mention steel.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Zinc-coated steel or steel-coated zinc? Zinc-coated steel.
Yeah, it's zinc-coated steel.
There were some pattern pieces privately struck, I believe, not at the mint, but to show the mint, like possibilities that were like, I don't know, like bakelite or like not even metal, like a plastic, which I don't know, is interesting.
Yeah. That's
anyway, cool. What metal would you?
I had to pick. What would I want to see them use? I guess I'm going to say something silly like titanium. It's going to be really hard to work with. Titanium's tougher than platinum or palladium even is. I mean, palladium, we've learned, due to the Mohs scale of hardness, it's a 4.75. Titanium is...
Wow, pulling out the science.
Yeah. Titanium, if I'm not mistaken, is like a 5 or a 5.5. It's a lot tougher.
Titanium is tough. I have a titanium rod in my femur.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's held up it's been fine.
Yeah, it'll hold up for the rest of your life. It's just brittle. That's
I hope
the
so.
issue. Yeah. So titanium, I guess. I mean, we've used virtually every major type of metal that you can kind of...
What about Valerium? What was the one in Black Panther? What's that?
Vibranium?
Vibranium. Yeah, what about vibranium?
Well, you don't want vibranium coins because vibranium absorbs the kinetic energy that it hits or it gets. So if I hit this table, if it was made out of vibranium, it absorbs the energy, and then when you throw it, it releases that same energy. So
throw
like mini grenades everywhere.
Throw the table. I want to see. What about kryptonite then? Could we make kryptonite coins?
It's a stone, Jack.
Oh well,
it's not.
Just shows. Who's up?
I'm up next, right? Yeah. What error coins do you collect?
Error,
yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if it's error or era.
No, error.
My favorite error coin, my favorite by far that I have in my collection, my grandfather, this is kind of cool. My grandfather bought this coin in, I think, 1942. In that time period, today errors there's a lot of people collect errors. It's still kind of niche. It's a smaller amount of collectors, but there's a lot of diehard collectors of errors. And they recognize how rare these coins are. Some of them are, I mean, they're unique. You know, each one is its own thing. Some of them are extremely, extremely rare, right? When my grandfather was a kid in the 40s, when he bought this coin, he was a teenager. And they were considered like damaged goods. So he was a kid, didn't have a ton of money, went into this famous coin store in New York. What is it? New Netherlands Rare Coins or whatever it was. And they had like a junk box. So it's like a cigar box on the counter, like, you know, pick for
$1
or whatever.
Get like 5 coins for whatever.
Yeah, whatever it was. Yeah, you know,
I've seen those.
So this coin, that's how this coin came about. My grandfather bought this coin when he was like 17 or 18 or something in the junk box in New York, and now it might be the favorite coin I own. Probably it's my favorite coin that I own. Period.
Okay.
It's a full brockage, which I'll explain in a minute what that means.
I've heard that word.
Full brockage, 1806 half cent. So it's a half cent from 1806. And what a full brockage is when they're striking the coins, they strike a coin, you know, blank plancha comes in, gets struck by a obverse and reverse die, then ejects, and then a new blank comes in. So the ejected coin has it's a normal heads and tails, obverse, reverse coin. Blank comes in, they strike another one. That's the process. A brockage is blank comes in, gets struck. Dies come back up to let a new blank, to eject that coin and put a new blank in. Coin does not eject. Coin stays in there.
Okay.
I believe stuck to the top die actually is how they're normally made.
Okay.
So the coin now, instead of ejecting, is still inside here. Blank comes in, now is struck by one die, but the other side is struck by an actual coin instead of a die. So what you get is a coin that on one side, in this case, has a normal obverse 1806 half cent. You know, it says Liberty, has a draped bust, says 1806. The other side, because it's struck by a coin, which is the total opposite of a die, the other side has an incuse, reverse. Liberty spelled backwards, Lady Liberty facing backwards, and the date backwards.
That's cool.
Sunken in like a 2.5 or a 5 Indian.
Do you have that coin at home?
I have the coin in the safe.
Yeah?
I'll have to pull it out at some point.
Next time.
I haven't looked at it in probably over a year.
Oh, dude, that's so cool.
Locked in the vault.
Okay.
I'll go find it later and I'll bring it out and we can take a picture and show it in the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I said, probably not only my favorite error, but probably my favorite coin that I personally own.
I can't disagree
Not even
with
certified.
that.
I showed it to somebody years ago. They're like, why wouldn't you certify it? I'm like, I know what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm not, I should certify it though, just to protect it.
Yeah.
Just to protect it more than anything.
It's like
especially copper.
You're going to pay like $50, like might as well if it's that unique of a coin, you know?
Yeah. Maybe I'll do it now. And then in a future show, I'll show it in the holder and we'll see what it grades.
That'd be very cool.
Yeah. It circulated for a while. It's not even like people just used it. Like in 1806, it was like, crap, I got a half a cent. I'm not going to say, got to use it.
Yeah.
Got to buy bread.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's funny.
That's my favorite error.
That's a very cool story. I don't know if I have a favorite error. I haven't dabbled into errors very much. When they first started, we had on TV those canceled dies, I think. Yeah. The ones that looked like waffles. Yeah. So I like those
Or
a lot.
no, the waffled ones are the coins.
Canceled coins.
Canceled coins. But we had canceled dies too, where they torch off the so you can't strike
I
into
think
coins.
we have some on set over
we
there
do
as well.
We do.
It's very cool. Very cool. But yeah, those were like some of the coolest ones that I had ever seen, but I haven't really dabbled in.
A friend of mine, I didn't see this one in person. I've seen kind of similar stuff, but a friend of mine told me a story once of he had a what they call a cap die.
Okay.
So cap die is basically like the brockage maker, right?
Yeah.
So basically that the coin gets stuck the in the die, but then it never ejects it. It keeps striking coins, and every time it gets struck, it gets thinner and thinner, and it kind of oozes out over the edge of the die. And a guy told me he had a Ike dollar that was like a cup. Like it was almost like a Dixie cup. Like it was like it had been on there for so long. It kept going.
I've seen a nickel like that, but it was like spread out. It almost looked like a smushed nickel. But so you have it looks like a Jefferson nickel in the middle, but then just
some are super dramatic.
But like it has to be done on purpose. Some of these things.
I would imagine. I mean, how does that get out? I mean, maybe maybe a long time ago, this stuff could go in a bag and get out of the mint, but now they have all these.
This was a nickel from the
machines
70s that I saw.
That you know what I saw that was really cool? Really cool was two coins that got struck at the same time, two planchets, and I'm trying to remember now. It was an Ike dollar, and then I'm trying to remember if it was either a penny or a dime that got struck like into the middle of the face of the coin.
Oh, what?
And then they somehow stayed together where they got certified by the grading service. They were in two separate holders, but it was like an Ike with like a little indentation that was blank with no design, and then like a little tiny coin that had like, part of Ike's like nose and face on it.
That's funny.
It was really cool.
That's cool. That's cool.
That was cool.
All right, you're up next.
All right. What is a coin series that absolutely no one collects?
Roosevelt dimes. Has to be, right? Roosevelt dimes.
I feel bad we crap on Roosevelt dimes, but
dude, it's true. Like, what else is there?
There's got to be somebody that collects them.
People collect Jefferson nickels more than they collect Roosevelt dimes.
They do. People like the full steps.
Yeah, and then Lincoln cent is the Lincoln cent. It's like probably the most collected coin of the 20th century. What else is there? Quarters. Washington quarters are collected a lot.
Chuck E. Cheese tokens. I don't know anybody collects Chuck E. Cheese tokens.
God forbid you ever meet one, because that's crazy if you do. But
that's it. I'm going to work on the world's most comprehensive Chuck E. Cheese token collection right now.
I'm actually.
There are extremely rare errors, unusual varieties, die varieties.
I bet you there's actually a pretty big market for it. Like, people collect all sorts of things, man. Like, I bet you there's
a difference between people collecting all sorts of things and a pretty big market for Chuck E. Cheese tokens.
I bet you there is. Like, vintage Chuck E. Cheese tokens, I bet go for like pretty good money right now. Anyway, but
okay,
it has to be Roosevelt dimes.
No, I'm not disagreeing. I just feel bad because it's like It's a coin that we've been using for, whatever, like 70 years now. It's an American coin. It's a president who was so popular. He was elected 4 times. Obviously, as numismatists, we don't like him because he's the one who got rid of, gold coins and all this stuff. But, the guy was a legit, got us through World War II. I mean, he was an important person in our country. I feel a little bad about it, but you're right. There aren't, the only Roosevelt dimes that have kind of gotten me excited. I've seen some that have really wild toning, like certain ones from like.
I haven't.
I've seen ones with cool toning, and they bring real money. That's the only time I've seen a price tag of 4 figures on a Roosevelt dime was because it had like crazy like green and like magenta color.
4 figures. Wow.
We'll put it this way. No, it's not. It's not 5 figures. That's 6 figures. You're right. It's not like a $1 million coin, but it's more than a dime.
Okay. Fair. Yeah.
Put it this. By the way, as you're laughing that 4 figures is not that expensive a coin, but I also didn't buy it.
Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question.
Okay.
What do you think is the least collected silver coin series?
Roosevelt dime. Pre-1964.
Excluding the Roosevelt dime.
Silver coin. Huh. If I have to exclude the Roosevelt dime, then I have to think about what are the other kind of more recent silver coins. I guess I'd say Washington quarter. I love the Washington quarter. There's some cool dates in the 30s, obviously 32D, 32S. But I think it gets a little bit underloved because people see it as just like, oh, this looks like the coins I see in my pocket change.
Yeah. It's either that or I think the Franklin. It has to be, right?
It's kind of funny to say that considering that we sell thousands of really, we've 5 and 6 figure Franklin's even. I mean,
But if you compare it to all of numismatics, it's the most recent one, so it kind of deserves to be in that spot. I feel like,
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
All right. What do you got for me?
All right.
Uh-oh.
Okay. I'm just going to read it. I don't know what it even means, but we all enjoyed playing Time Crisis 4 at Dave & Buster's with our friends. But what kind of macho buffoon thinks that signing up for a class where you play VR Vigilante will train him for actual combat?
First off, I don't know that video game.
Okay.
But yeah, I've been doing like a firearm training course
in VR. This is news to me. You must have told Nate about this.
No, well, it's not like VR goggles, but like besides shooting at a range, I go to a place that has it's like a simulator where you practice your grip and like draw and there's no
it's like an
live
arcade
firing.
Game.
It kind of is fun. It's kind of like an arcade game. But I actually went to a real range and I realized that I have shot better because of this simulated training. It's like guys go to play golf at the simulator. I do that with like a gun simulator.
No, people go to like
and it has improved my real shooting.
They go to driving range. They don't go to.
No, they do both.
There's simulator.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a popular thing. Yeah, it's a popular thing.
Or do you want it to just be popular for the sake of this conversation?
Well, both. Yeah, but but it is a real thing.
How many times have you gone shooting in your life?
Not that many, but recently I've been doing it.
More or less than 10.
It's probably getting close. It's probably less than 10 at this point. I mean, if you count BB guns, it's more than 10. But if you count like actual firearms, it's probably less than 10. But in the last like 2 months, I've probably put between 500 and 1,000 rounds through a gun.
I've been to a shooting range once in my life. It was 5.5 years ago, almost 6 years ago. It was Father's Day of 2020 when we went. No, of 2019. Excuse me. Okay, and I think I'm a better shot than you.
That I would put to a test because I feel pretty confident in my shooting ability.
So I'm not trying to brag here, but I do usually, you know me. But my instructor, who I paid no money to, the guy got nothing from me, so he had no reason to be nice to me. He actually let me borrow his gun too. He had a pistol that was modified with like a quick trigger or whatever.
What kind of shady place you going to where some random guy doesn't know you? He's like, here, there you go.
It was in Palm Springs. The guy just let me do it. Yeah, he was cool. Anyway, He said, because he was surprised to hear it was my first time shooting a gun. He said for me being a first time shooter, he said he's one of the best shots, that I'm one of the best shots he's ever seen.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's impressive. Was he like a homeless guy? Like, or was he trying to sell you? He's probably trying to sell you on like to like come in like in training with him.
No. I told him
like you're really good, but I could make you the best.
No,
only $100 a class.
He didn't try any of that. He didn't try. He let me use his bullets, his gun. His gun was like worth like $3,000 after all the modifications that he put on it.
Wow.
And he was like, "Holy cow, you're pretty good for your age and your the fact that you've never shot a gun."
Dude, you're a young man. Like you're good for your age. Well, yeah, you're in the prime of your friggin' life.
Yeah, but like at the same time, I've never shot a gun before.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, but it's not like. But you're not like a decrepit person either. Like.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah. All right.
A lot of Call of Duty during my younger days, and Gears of War. Those two were pretty fun.
Yes, I see. I didn't really do the video games until now. This new video
it's like
game,
an adult video game for you.
It is. It's fun. But I'm actually learning, because also you learn about the laws and stuff. Like there's legal stuff. There's like safety. A lot of safety issues. I mean, obviously firearms. There's a lot
in
of
Florida.
safety.
Did you know that you could just like open carry? It's pretty awesome.
You
just walk around.
Some states to get a carry permit, you can open carry. Some cases you have to open carry, I think. But some cases, I think I was in Arizona. We were in like a Denny's. This dude walked in. He looked like a cowboy from like the 1880s. Had a big revolver on his hip, like the whole.
We've met a few of those throughout our journey in numismatics.
Yeah. I've had a friend of mine show up at my hotel room in Florida who has a legal carry, and pulls out a thing of coins and is like, "Hey, before I sit down, do you mind if I starts just like unloading like on the table like oh, it's all good, just don't point them at me."
I gotta say this story. I gotta tell you this story now. I have a client who you also know pretty well out in Florida, and so he travels from Florida to Tennessee and back pretty often. One day I call him and he sounds out of breath.
Yeah,
I'm like, "What's going on, man?" And he tells me he lives like, I forget the exact part of Florida, but it's like really swampy where he lives.
Well,
and
it's a lot of Florida.
And he sees like a lot of alligators and crocodiles just like chilling around his house.
See a lot of alligators in Florida, yeah.
He said he exited his house. There was an alligator like right next to his door that tried to lunge at him, and he just killed the thing on the spot. I'm like, "Are you okay?" He said, "Oh, it's just another Tuesday. It happens pretty often here." I'm like, "Oh my God. Every time you walk out of your house, you're worried that an alligator might just like kill you right there." He's like, "Yeah, but that's why we could like walk around armed. Like we just shoot the thing in the head. We call the service. They come take the alligator's like body away, and that's it."
Well, it's funny. Like we're so used to like LA area, obviously very populated. So that you have to be, there's different rules of even besides the laws, which are very strict here. But other parts of the country, I talk to people who are like, "Oh yeah, I walk out of my house." Like I said, my cousins in Vermont. Vermont has a very different gun laws than LA. And like we just like they have, I forget, like 50 acres. We just walk out in the backyard like, "Oh, you want to go shooting today? Okay." And then just put a paper plate on like like set it up on a tree and just start shoot like right out the back door.
Yeah.
I have another friend said they get armadillos in their yard in like Arkansas, and he's like, "Oh, they carry leprosy, and I don't want them to burrow under my house." He's like, "Oh, I just shoot them." Like it's like the alligator. Like some places you can't discharge a weapon within city limits, and other places you have any neighbors for 2 miles. Well, alligators trying to bite you in your house, you shoot it.
Yeah, exactly.
Big deal.
Just walk around with a gun.
Anyway.
Well, thanks again for that. Wraps up episode 10 of the Jack Ash podcast. Again, be sure to like, follow, subscribe, share, comment. Again, we love hearing from you guys. So if you have any questions you want us to ask each other, feel free to drop in the comments or message us directly, however you prefer, and we'll definitely make sure to include it in our show. Again, I'm Ash.
And I'm Jack.
And we'll see you next time. Thanks again.